Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. Guys, we are live. It is Sunday. We are chilling. Bitcoin not doing a whole lot today, just kind of chilling. This is a typical, I know the last couple weekends have not been typical, but we're back. How is everyone today? How is everyone? Hope you guys are good. We got a little bit to cover today. We're going to try to figure out what's going on. Bitcoin looking like it wants to kind of pump up out of here, or maybe not. We'll see what the data says. Max, what's up, bro? What's up, man? Just you and me hanging out here, dude. Just you and me. All good. John, what's going on, man? Good to see you. I think I saw both you guys in chat this morning in Discord. Good job on those alts trades. Good job, guys. We got in a Bitcoin trade this morning, too. A good one. Pretty good one anyway. Picked up 500 bucks. Picked up about 3,000 or so on the altcoin trade given last night. Did you guys get in on that in the VIP Discord? Let me know. We've got a poll in chat. Go ahead and hit up that poll. We want to know if the bottom is in for Bitcoin. Do we have a little more downside? So go ahead and let me know. We'll see what folks think in just a little bit. I have my ideas. I have my targets. I got all that good stuff. But we'll wait just a couple more minutes. I know I kind of threw this stream together pretty quick, so I'll give it a couple more minutes. Usually I give like 15 to 30 minutes notice before I go live. So somebody let me know how y'all are doing out there. I know it's Sunday. It's beautiful where we are, Mississippi. It's like 70 degrees, bright and sunny outside. It's great. It is great. Check something real quick. All right, guys, today's Sunday, so no U.S. market open. Asia does open this evening though, but nothing open right now. A little flashbang coming for you, a little flashbang. Let's take a look ahead at the week. We got some news this week. Let's see, looks like nothing on Monday, but Tuesday, the whole rest of the week, Tuesday through, or really just Tuesday through Thursday. You got a little Japan thing down here on next Sunday. Really all next week except Monday. We got news. The biggie, this is a big day, Wednesday, guys. I want you to put Wednesday on your calendar. So last Friday, we were supposed to have unemployment rate decision, but where's my mouse? There it is. My mouse keeps disappearing, guys. Unemployment rate, but they postponed it, and it looks like we're going to have it next Wednesday, okay? But also on that day is non-farm payrolls, which is a really biggie, okay, guys? So we're looking for non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate decision on Wednesday. So this is going to be a big volatile day. We'll go live for this. No, we won't. We won't be live. We'll be live after that. So it'll still be tradable. We'll be live for the U.S. market reaction to these reports, okay? And then the rest of the week, we've got initial jobless claims, CPI. CPI is even bigger. That is next Friday. That is a huge report, okay, guys? So we got big reports coming up all week long. So stay with us. My mouse is doing all kinds of crazy things here. Oh, well, we'll see if we can get through it. I may need to order me a new mouse or something. All right, we're going to turn the flashbang off. Let's get back to our chart. Bitcoin just kind of not doing, I'm on the hourly chart. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Bitcoin not doing really a whole lot today. We had the big dumpola last week. Thanks to your buddies at BlackRock and Grayscale, your institutions that everyone thinks is super bullish now that they're involved, they dumped on you big time. Guys, it's not a good thing that they're involved. But since then, we kind of recovered on Friday and all weekend, just kind of weekend chop. So ought to be interesting to see what happens. I did take a short earlier, TP'd for 500 bucks. I'm still in the trade. Stop loss at 71.1. So $500 profit will be my total profit if I get stopped out. I did give you guys, check out the altcoin trade I gave last night in the VIP Discord. I came on and said I just bought $55,000 worth of WarCoin on a spot trade. I saw a little signal. In case you don't know, in the VIP Discord, we're doing spot alt trading, leverage Bitcoin trading, spot altcoin trading for major gains. If you don't spot alt trade, you're really missing out on some big time gains. I said that I'm taking $55K. It may be a little riskier with an expected drop because we are expecting the market to drop, but I'm targeting 41 cents, approximately 5%. A few minutes later, I said if you're buying alts for this, maybe go with HBAR. I just got a big unconfirmed bullish signal, and I'd wish I'd gotten in on HBAR, but I didn't. I got in on WorldCoin, and I sold this morning, and when I got up this morning, HBAR was up about 6%. So those of you that got on HBAR, I know there was a few of you, Brad, Max, John. I see you guys made 600, 1,000, and John was still in the trade. As of this morning, I'm not sure if John sold. So everybody's making a lot of money, and let's go see what we did. We bought 55K worth, and then I sold this morning for 58,180. So we made about $3,000 on that trade. So good job, guys. We were up $3,500 on the day, and it is only noon on Sunday. It's a good job, guys. We can take the rest of the day off. Go chill. Max, thanks for that alt trade you gave in VIP Discord last night. I made good money on that. I know you did, brother. You made over $1,000. I read. I was paying attention this morning. I was looking. I was in Discord checking you guys out this morning. Good job, bro. Really good job. We're going to keep doing these alt trades. We're going to keep. If I post an alt trade in the VIP Discord, I take a lot of little half percenters and 1%ers here and there, but I don't really want to give those out unless you personally DM me and tell me that you want those, okay? Then I will do those on the side with you and a couple others. I do have a couple people that I'm doing them with, and I just messaged them. But if I post one in the VIP Discord, in the alt chat room, it means I'm expecting at least 5%, if not 10, 15, 20%, but at least 5%. Now, it doesn't have to happen. It doesn't mean it's going to be 100% of the time that it's going to hit. So if I post, I'm looking for at least 5%. So if you do get in, use some common sense. If you want to TP around 2%, 3%, go for it. You want to TP at 0.5%, go for it. But I'm not going to post it unless I really genuinely see what I want to see and I'm expecting a 5%. But watch Bitcoin. If I'm expecting 5% on an alt and Bitcoin rolls over, that alt's going to follow. So you got to watch it, and I'll do my best to keep you updated when I give these trades. But if I post it, just know I'm looking for at least 5%. And on HBAR, we're going to move on from this, guys. Well, let's see on HBAR. I posted this right at the daily open. Let's go to the daily. HBAR is up about 2.5% currently, but I posted this right at open, and we got a total of almost 8%, 7.85% on that HBAR trade. So those are the ones that I'm going to give you when I see them, okay? All right, good deal. And if I name a specific coin, that's really the coin that I see the signal I'm looking for on, okay? So if I say WorldCoin and you're looking at Dogecoin, you may or may not get it. I don't know because I'm not tracking Dogecoin, so that's on you. But when I tell you I'm buying a specific coin, it's because I saw the signal on that coin that I'm looking for. Guys, I know I mentioned that Grayscale and BlackRock dumped on you. Does anybody know? Put a 1 in chat if you know how to see that stuff, if you know how to watch that. It's huge, okay? Now, they don't dump all the time, but when they do, you can see it, okay? And you can see it ahead of time. But you got to have alerts set. You got to be quick. And you got to know that's part of the reason when we came on Thursday, I told you, I said a big, fast, major dump is coming, like imminently. And, a couple hours later, it was just straight down. I knew they were about to dump on us, guys. Do you know how to check that? I'm going to spill the beans for those of you. Put a 1 in chat if you know how to check that. I'm going to tell you. Max doesn't know. I'm going to tell you. So you can go to this site. You go to, I'm going to show you right now. Intel.arkm. Intel.arkm.com. And it's Arkham Intel, okay, is the exchange. Arkham's the exchange. Arkham Intel is where they show their stats, okay, but it's Intel.arkm.com. That's where you want to go. Okay. It's a little confusing. For those of you who are kind of newer, this is a little busy. I understand. I know. But you can go in, pick the You can see anything in here. You can customize this. You can use it however you want to use it. But I just track a couple of the biggies, a couple of the bigger ETFs like BlackRock, right? I'm going to show this in a minute. Let me come back. We're getting a little signal here. Bitcoin's moving. Bitcoin's moving up. I just got stopped out. I'll come back to that. See if we got a trade coming, guys. I don't know that we do, but let me just take a look. I just got one of my alerts went off. Possible trade brewing here. I kind of like this for Algorand. Let's look at H-bar. H-bar's been doing good this morning. Kind of like this for Algorand. I might take a little Algorand trade here. Might fall off a little something here on Algo. Let's see what Algo looks like. Kind of like what I'm seeing there. We'll go back and take one more look while this is loading. Three-minute crossing. Yeah, I'm gonna try to fire off a little trade here on Algo. See, I got an open order on WorldCoin way down below. I'll cancel this out. $59, is that right? $58,000 trade. It's moving up on me, guys. It's moving up. All right, put a $58,000 trade in. Let's see if we can get in here, guys. Why not? I'm doing it live. Doing it live. You see if we can pick up $300 or $400, if nothing else, on this stream. It's moving up. It's running away from me. I'm not going to chase price. Never chase price, guys. If you miss your target, you missed your target. Never spot trade price. I'm right down here at the bottom of the screen. The big order at the bottom. I'm off the screen now. Price is running. I knew it. I got the signal. I hesitated. If I wasn't on the stream, I would have caught it. But I looked at it a little slower. We'll see. I'll set an alert. See if we come back. Look at that. I tried to catch this. Boom. Right there on the green candle. That's where I got it. That would have been my trade. I'd probably already be out right now. Almost a 1% trade. At $58,000, that would have paid me about $550. I'd have been out. In and out. Boom. Got my signal. All right. So anyway, you go to this website. They might come back and let me in. We'll see. We'll come back. We'll go to this website. Say Arkham Intel, right? You know what? I just like to follow the bigger ones. And I know this is kind of complicated. It's a complicated site, but I'm just going to go here in BlackRock. It's one of my recents, but you can just type in BlackRock, right? I'm going to show you what I saw on Thursday. BlackRock. Okay, I click on BlackRock. It's going to pull up all the BlackRock information. This bottom right section, I'm going to go to outflows. Outflows. You got transfers, inflows, outflows, and swaps. I'm going to go to outflows. That's what we care about. This is where BlackRock is transferring from their ETF to the Coinbase Prime wallet. Okay, they're going to sell, most likely, unless they're giving you a little fake out. But they're probably going to sell. They're probably going to dump on you. So you see a couple days ago, they transferred all. This is, look at these, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. All these are 2 days ago. Then I'll go to page 2. You can switch pages up here. 2 days, 2 days, 3 days, 3 days, 3 days. All of these, they've been loading. And look, almost each one of these is, look, 300 Bitcoin. Each one of these were $21.5 million. And that's a lot of freaking transfers. We go over to the page before that. Another 300. You see all these. Just 300. You see all these. They're transfer. They're dumping on you guys. And how do you know they're selling? So you can go to these, and if you click on the first column where it says how many days ago, all right, don't click over here because then it's going to pull up the Coinbase wallet, not their wallet, just all the Coinbase wallet stuff. And there'll be a whole lot of transfers in there, some big, some small. It could be your transfer, my transfer. You don't really know. Most of them are unidentified wallets, but they've identified the biggies like BlackRock, Grayscale. Anyway, you click on where it says 2 days ago, and you can see the transfer. What did they do with it, okay? Right over here, you see where they transferred all the stuff in, right? And over here, it says spent, okay? And right below it, it's $21 unspent. That was the fee. Spent 19.93, so $20 million spent. That means sold. Sold. If it's not sold, it would say unspent. That means it's still sitting there waiting to be sold, okay? Or they're just faking you out, because they'll do that rarely, but they will do that sometimes. Or they may transfer it for some other reason, and we just don't know why. But all of these from BlackRock are sold. Every single one of them. They dumped on you big time, okay? Let's go take a look at another one. So we'll go back. Let's look at Grayscale. Grayscale is the other biggie ETF. Same thing. I'm going to come down here to outflows. Look at these. I'm going to just put it on Bitcoin. They sold a lot of Ethereum on you too. But here's our Bitcoin a couple days ago, 2 days ago, not nearly as much as BlackRock, but they sold a good bit. All of these are about 20 million, 30 million, 32 million, 30 million. Let's go click on a couple of these. All right, here's a good, they sold about half of this one. You see they transferred $33 million on, they sold 19 million spent, and they left 13 million unspent for whatever reason. They didn't sell the whole thing. Let's go look at another one and see if they did that on all these. We're going to look at number 2. Same thing. They sold 10 million of this one and left 23 million unspent. So Grayscale still has Bitcoin on the exchange. They could still dump on you, but it's not a lot compared to what BlackRock just did. Let's check out this one. Same thing. They sold 2 million, left 23 million unsold, so they still have on the exchange. So you don't know. Grayscale could still be planning to dump on you, but they did not dump everything they put on there. I'll show you something that's scary, guys. You may have heard rumors about MicroStrategy, right? MicroStrategy may be in trouble. MicroStrategy, if they dump, they're by far the world's largest holder of Bitcoin. And if they dump, I'm telling you guys, if they dump, Bitcoin's going to $5,000. Okay, I'm telling you. They have that much Bitcoin. If they dump, Bitcoin's going to sub 10K. Believe it. If they dump all their holdings. I don't think they'll ever dump all their holdings, but if they did, okay? And I'll tell you what's scary about it. Now, let's just pull one of these up. $25 million. MicroStrategy. It's still sitting there, unspent. Let's go look at another one below it. $26 million. Unspent. The list goes on and on. I'm not fixing to go through all these. All of their Bitcoin is sitting in the Coinbase wallet. Maybe not all, but a ginormous amount. All the amount they've transferred on there is sitting there unspent. I don't know how many millions or possibly billions, hundreds of millions it is, but they have a lot sitting there, just a loaded gun sitting there, okay? If they pull that trigger, guys, look at this, another 22 million unspent. It goes on and on. Now, these have been sitting here for over a month, okay? And then you can go to the next page. It goes on and on, on and on. You can look down here, another 25 million right here, unspent. They're just sitting there. Now, are they going to sell them? I don't know. But I know they got them sitting there, and they are one button away from absolutely, and you think you've seen a dump in this market, but you ain't seen nothing. If MicroStrategy pulls this trigger, absolute nuke to the downside. Everybody gets wrecked. So I'm not saying they will. I'm not trying to put fear in there. Just be aware they have a fully loaded gun on Coinbase right now. But they've had it for a long time, okay? It's not like they just loaded it on there yesterday, okay? It's been there for a long time, and they haven't pulled the trigger, but it doesn't mean they won't. Usually when places, big companies like that, like Grayscale, put it on there, they're going to dump on you within a day or two, okay? Almost always. Usually that day, but sometimes it's just there for 2 days, 2 or 3 days at the most. But if you see that, just realize that these big wigs, these whales have absolutely loaded their gun, and they're fixing to pull the trigger, and you better Get out of the way, or at least join in with them, okay? So nothing really to worry about now. MicroStrategy, you know, they're just chilling. They haven't sold. It's been on there for months. Grayscale has a lot on there. They loaded a lot on there last week, and they sold about half of it. But they still got the other half still sitting there. They did not remove it, okay? They went on there and sold. Why didn't they sell it all? I don't know. Maybe priced up too much. It wasn't worth it for them to sell again. That's what I had to guess. That's the deal. They're waiting for retail to drive their price back up to a certain target. Then they're going to dump the rest of what they already have on there waiting to go. Otherwise, why not sell it initially, number one? And number two, if you sold all you wanted to sell, why not pull the rest back off? They've left it on there, which means at the time, most likely, in my opinion, at the time they started selling, price was just down, 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 down. By the time I get down here and they sold half, it just wasn't enough profit for them to sell down here. So let retail drive it back up, then dump the other half. Be careful. We're headed down, guys. But we have a little relief in store first, but when Grayscale pulls this trigger, we're headed down, and it's already loaded. So just be aware. If you're longing, be aware, okay? All right, be aware. It's a great information website right here. You should use it in your arsenal. All right, let's check on our algo. Did we get an algo, guys? Did we get our algo in? I don't know. Yeah, looks like we filled 99% of it. The rest of it's filling right now. We filled 99% of it. So we're doing a little algo spot trade. Let's find a little target. I want you guys to see how I do this. Bitcoin moving up a little bit. Let's find a little target. What high do we set right here? Let me get off the 3 minutes. Good job of those of you that took the alt trade yesterday. Good job. Sorry guys, just bear with me. I'm trying to show you how we do an alt trade. See how much this has cost me so far in case we don't come back and fill it. We have spent $57,804. $57,804. So if I go to 988, that'll pay me $700. Let's do it. Easy trade. $700. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not targeting anything. I'm just going for a $700 profit right here. Okay, guys? We get the 988. Let me set an alert. Right here near these highs. If this alert goes off, then we just made $700. All right, good enough. Actually, let me check one thing. We might go ahead and take profit now. I don't have to worry about this. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. We'll have made $700 if this alert goes off. We shall see. Could go much higher. That's okay. I'm cool with the 700. All right, guys. Anything going on? Anybody have any questions? We're going to dive into some price action. We've been kind of just doing some housekeeping here. Max, did you hit the gym today? I got in a chest and arms workout. I did. I did legs. I'll show you a video in a minute, actually. I actually got a video. I don't do that very much, but I got one. Show you a screenshot, guys. No, I'm going to save this for tomorrow. All right, let's look at Bitcoin. We've done enough of side stuff. Let's look at Bitcoin. Okay, here's our circles chart. I know you guys are familiar with this chart. I show it a fair amount. We were looking for this. This is last cycle compared to this cycle, and it's pretty much exact. And I do mean exact, okay? And we've labeled out our support and resistance levels on the way up, right? Had 1, 2, 3 all the way through 9, right? And we hit these on the way down and found support and resistance. That's why they are a range, right? And so on the right, we've got them all the way up, and we were in 7. And while we were still in 7, I had 8 and 9 down here. And what do you know? We came down into 8 and nailed it, okay? So what happened last time we were in 8? You can see right here, we danced around 8 for a little while. I'm on the 5-day time frame, by the way. So we came into 8, and the timing doesn't mean we have to stay here for that long. Came into 8, danced around for about 30 days. So for about a month right here, and then we came down and set the ultimate low, right? In circle 9. To me, yo, West Coast, to me, this was the low. I know. I'm one of those guys, okay? I'm not one of those guys that says this was the all-time high when we came up and said new high. I'm not that guy. But I am the guy that believes this was the technical low, okay? Now, I know technically we set another low. But this little blood diamond, this big red diamond, this was the crash, the FTX scandal crash. So it wasn't really price action. It wasn't retail. It wasn't an ETF. It wasn't anything like that. This was FTX dumping everything they got on you because they're going to prison. Okay? That's a little different. Okay? By the technicals, this should have been a low, and we should have worked our way just like this, just like we did without this. Now, I understand it happened. I understand. But unless we get some like FTX, which was the largest exchange in the world, that would be like Binance or Coinbase dumping everything they have on you because they're being caught by the feds and going to prison, which the owner, creator, president, whatever you want to call him, Sam Bankman-Fried, did and is in prison. So short of that, this doesn't happen, in my opinion. Okay. So anyway, this was the low. This is what I believe we're looking for now in current price action, okay? Box number 9, okay? And don't think you can't get there. That is sub 50K. Don't think you can't get there. I think you can and will get there. And you can see that lines up with box 1, which we did hit here. Now, we would have come down here and you could have put a box 10 here. I just didn't do it because, to me, that's a big anomaly. That's like the C19 crash. Like, how often do you have a worldwide pandemic? I mean, come on. So we're looking for box 9. What we're looking for is this thing to dance around here for a few weeks and then head down. Well, how long? How long is a few weeks? Let's take a look. All right. Here is, I've got the stats from the 2018, 2022, and current cycle, okay? I'm calling this the final bear leg, okay? The final leg down to the bear markets, okay? These are the stats from the final bear leg in previous cycles. Now, I'm looking on the left, we're looking at 2022. Okay, the first blue arrow here, this first blue arrow is where I believe we are now, okay? This is the first low right here at the 55. This is the monthly 55 EMA, okay? This is the first big drop post-cross. This cross is the monthly 5 crossing the 13, which we have been calling for about 2 months now and planning for this Babylon drop. Okay, we got it. Okay, so once you got the drop, you came down to, you frame ran a little bit, basically to the monthly 55. Okay, we just came to the monthly 55 here. You can see we wicked just barely below it, but we held it. When you got that, you got a little rally up here, okay? You rallied up, and if you see down at the bottom, first of all, from the cross to the bottom here was 3 days, which is really fast. And then you bounced up 27%, right? 27% rally here before you came back over and set a new low. And then you got a little 24% rally there. And then you worked your way out, okay? So 27% here, 24% there. Now this whole thing was larger than 24, but we're just talking about first bounces because those are our closest tradable moves, right? So 27% followed by a dump. That was 37 days later. So this was 3 days to this low and then 37 more days until this low. So another month until this low, okay? All right, so if we go back to 2018, I want you to pay attention to this, guys. Because I understand it doesn't predict future. Past performance does not dictate future performance, but it does look awfully familiar, guys. Okay, so here in 2018, from the time you got the bear cross here, it was 28 days to the bottom, followed by another 20 days. So about 40 days, okay? So 28 days here, and then another 20 days before you came and set the ultimate low. So about 40 days, okay? Just like 2022 was 40 days. Now, what was the bounce? In 2022, you got 27% bounce. In 2018 here, you got 26% bounce, okay? Then you came down, set the ultimate low, came up with a 35% bounce here, and then you kind of wiggled your way out, right? Just kind of squirmed around here. This is tradable, of course, and then pulled up and out for the next cycle. But this move here, 35%. This move here, 26%. So you got 26% and 27% on that first move, okay? All right, so let's look at the right screen. This is our current cycle. So we got the bear cross here, right? It took 17 days to get here, 17 days, okay? Previously, it took 3 days and 28 days. So we're kind of right there in the middle of that, right? And then it took about another 20 to 30 days to get to this next low, wherever that may be, the next low, okay? 20 to 30 days. So we just kind of chopped around here for 3 to 4 weeks and then came down, okay? And from this point, you then got about 24 and 35% bounce here before you chopped around and then eventually moved on up and out, okay? But this was the low. Okay, so this first bounce, you got a 26 and 27% bounce in previous cycles, and we're currently at a 19% bounce. So we're pretty dang close, in my opinion, based on historical data, to being where we are topped out here. Okay, we're getting a little toppy here, okay? Now we can come up a little bit more, maybe something like this, something like this, something like this, 3 to 4 weeks, and then come on down. Okay, then you're going to get a good bounce here, probably a 25 to 30% bounce. Then you're just going to do this kind of number for a few months, okay? And I've predicted this. I've been predicting this, okay? I think we're a little further ahead in schedule. We're really not. It depends on what your timing schedule. If you're timing it off this cross, which is what I always go by, the bear cross, then we're right on target for the bottom. And the only difference for folks you don't seem to understand is the halving is not the same. You know, the halving was earlier this time than it usually is. People think it's a 4-year cycle, but it is not an exact 4-year cycle. We were a couple of months earlier this time on that halving. So I have been saying this is exactly when we should hit the Babylon. We were looking for it. Then we got to bounce up. I think we're looking for about a month or so, and then we come down. So I'm thinking late March, early to mid-April. Mid-April at the latest, we bottom. We bottom for Bitcoin. Everybody's calling for an October, November bottom. Everybody, and I think they're wrong. And then I do think we have a low, slow, lazy, choppy summer. I don't care if you're in a bull run or a bear market or anything in between. The summer's always just kind of dead chop. And I think by fall, we're working our way up and out of here, guys. I really, really do. And there's other data that suggests the same thing. But this is just from a historical aspect, guys. That's exactly what happened here. That is exactly what happened here, okay? You topped in this cycle, so 2018. Let's go to 2022, because it's a little more similar, almost exact, in fact. I want to show you this. and then you decide. So you topped here, right, in November. So everybody was looking for a November low, right? And technically we got a November low. That was the ultimate low. I will give you that. That was the ultimate low. But in my opinion, that was just a major technicality. This just November 6th is when FTX blew up. That is when the smoke came out. They didn't get busted. They got busted on the 8th. But the reports, everything, the smoke started coming up on November the 6th. Go look it up if you don't believe me. That's when the rumors started swirling, and then they got busted on November 8th, and that's when they dumped the market, FTX. So FTX had not gotten raided and arrested and dumped the market. This, in my opinion, doesn't happen. And if this doesn't happen, then that means we bottom right back here in June, okay? In June. So cycle top in November, bottom in June, okay? So it can happen earlier. So I think same thing. We cycle topped in October this time. I think we cycle bottom in late April-ish. I don't even think we go into May and bottom. I think we're at the bottom before then, but no later than May. No later than May. But I really think mid to late April, okay? It's timing up a little bit. If not late March, I could really see a late March. That's going to be pushing it, probably more into April. But I really think we bottom, and it lines up. It lines up. This is the cross, guys. This is the cross. This is the ultimate cross. And when this crosses back to the upside on the other end of this bear market, that is your upside signal. You need, not financial advice, you need to fire. I will be firing off a massive long and riding hopefully to all-time highs, okay? This is the signal that matters. This is it. No, all that other stuff is great. It's good. Some of it's reliable. Some of it, but this is it, guys. And I've shown this to you for months at a time. I've shown it to you on every cycle, and I just showed it to you firsthand live as we took all of these together. Summer a few years ago was somewhat exciting, but yeah, this summer I don't expect anything crazy. Yeah, I mean, you may have a little razzle-dazzle here and there every once in a while, but for the most part, summers are pretty lame. Summers are pretty lame. I love them, though. That's tradable. That's tradable. A lot of people hate that stuff. To me, that's the best. You can't what has happened in the last week, so many people get excited by this impulsive stuff. You can't trade it. You cannot trade it unless you're already in this. Yeah, you could trade that. You could trade this. You could trade this. But if you're not already in it, you cannot trade in here. You cannot trade in here. And this is like a week and a half. There's nothing you can do unless you're already in the short. And if you're in the short, you can't do anything but watch your profits, which is great. That's great. But this is not tradable. This is tradable. This is not. This is tradable. This is not. But when you get, let's look at the summer. Here's the summer right here. You got June and August. This is very tradable. Look at how this is a daily time frame. Look how tradable this is. Look at this. You don't have to put technicals on it, but look at this. You got a low, you got a high, you got a long, you got a short, you got a long, you got a short. This is very tradable, guys. And you can drop down a 4-hour or a 15-minute or whatever and find tons of trades in between. This is tradable every single day. I mean, there's only a couple of days in here that you don't trade. I mean, if you're already in a trade here, great, but you don't trade this day if you're not. You don't trade this day if not. You don't trade this day if not. The rest of this is super tradable. And these are not little moves, guys. They look little, but they're not. Let's look at this candle. Just say this random white candle right here. That's a 6% candle, guys. That is a big freaking candle. If Bitcoin were to move 6% up right now, I mean, you move up $5,000. That's a big freaking candle, guys. All of these. This is. If you're a trader, I mean, yeah, it's great to catch the breakdowns and breakouts. It's great. It is high profit. But if you're an active trader, like a day-to-day trader, this is great. Okay, I like this stuff. This is very tradable. Let's go look at our monthly stats, guys. Do you remember the monthly? Every month, I come on here and I show you what we expect for the month based upon the entire life of Bitcoin, the history of Bitcoin. I have compiled these charts of the average high, the average low, wick high, closure, open closure, high date, low date, all that stuff. I've compiled every single month in the history of Bitcoin into a chart. I'm not going to show it now, but I show it at the first of every single month. I either do it on the last day of the month or the first day of the month. Okay, usually both. And then I put it on a chart that looks like this, and I tell you what we can expect for the month. And this is the chart that I showed you on February 1st. Maybe it's January 31st. I can't remember. And I said, I don't know, guys. This is looking, I don't know. But I showed this. Go back and watch the video if you don't believe me. I showed this. And I posted this in Discord, I believe. So anyway, here we are. I told you this month was a little different than most Februaries, but it had one thing in common, that if it's going to be a negative month, there's only been 2 negative Februaries ever. Both of those started with a move to the upside. And the high was set by the 5th of the month, okay? Both of them with a small move less than 3.5%. But one of them was like 0.5%, one of them was like 3.5%, okay? Both of them were followed by a 44% move to the downside. I'm not saying we're going 44% down. I even said at the time, I don't think we do, but stats are stats. I'm just showing you the stats. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just showing you what happened before. So we had the monthly 55, which is this green line. I drew this yellow line right here. I have not changed the thing. I saved it on that day. I drew this yellow line, and I said, just like this, I said we have the target would be down here based on historical precedents, and I drew this. I said, but I don't think we go that low this month. And I did this. I said, boom. I said, I think we go there. I think we come down, we hit our 55 monthly EMA, and I think we bounce. Thus far, and I'm going to delete that, but this has been saved. Go back and watch the video if you don't believe me. Those of you that are here remember, I said this would be my target. And so far, we've held that. Now, will we break that? I don't know. But so far, we've held it. And also, we came up and nailed my first box. I'll put an arrow on. I must have done this on January 31st because that arrow starts at January 31st. That's January 31st. Okay? So when I did this, that's where we were. And I said, statistically, we would come up into this box here, right? Because we opened up the month right here. This is February 1st opening. And that is about a 0.5% move up. 0.6% move up, and if we came to the top of the box was 2.19%. You can see it on my screen, exactly 2.19%, which is the historical average. So this is the box I put on the screen, and we barely got into it, but we did get into it. You can see the wick into it, and thus far we've played out to perfection. This would be the historical statistic of what we have gone to in the past, which is going to put you down about 48K. But I did say that's historical statistics. I said based upon what I'm seeing in current technicals, I would expect to move to here. And that's what we got. So does this hold? I don't know. Do we come back and take this out? Yes. In my opinion, we do come take this out at some point. I just don't know if we take it out in the month of February or if this is going to come in early to mid-March. You come down, you come down, you come down, mid-March, late March, into early April, late March and early April. You bottom here, and then you start winding your way out, okay? But I do think we take this out. I do think we come down somewhere near here, even if not all the way to there. And that's 48K. That's about 48K. Let's go take a look at our circles. Where, oh, where is 48K? There it is. Right there in circle number 9. Right there in circle number 9. Guys, we're headed there, guys. Even if we check up at 50, 52, 55, I told you guys I like somewhere between about 47 and 55K. That is my target, okay? 47 to 55K, but I definitely don't think there's a chance this bottom is in at 59K. Nothing historically suggests this would be a bottom. Nothing. And nothing technically. If we were to go look at the monthly, the 2 monthly, none of the indicators suggest that this is the bottom, okay? This has been a very lackluster buy-up. You would want to see much more aggression when you get a buy-up like that. I know everybody's thinking this is V-shaped recovery. This is not what a V-shaped recovery looks like, okay? This, COVID, C19, sorry, can't say the C word. C19, this is what it looks like, guys. Come down here, boom. like 2 days later, you're up 85%. That is a macro V-shaped recovery, okay? That is what you want to see when the bottom is in, if you're going to V-shape. Now, you don't have to bottom that way, right? You certainly don't have to bottom that way. You didn't bottom that way here. You came down here and bottomed and then danced around for a while and then moved up and out. But so far, there's no dancing around here. And a 19% candle up is not an aggressive V-shaped recovery, which means you're not done. What else tells me you're not done? What else tells me you're not done? All these big orders sitting here from Grayscale. Sitting on Coinbase, just transferred on a couple days ago, ready to be dumped on you guys. Ready to be dumped. The bottom's not in, guys. So, I'm not trying to be a bear. I'm much more of a bull. I'm neither. I'm a realist. I don't care. I don't care. We go up, we go down. Check on our trade. Okay. So just be prepared, guys. Just be prepared. I do think we have a little time, guys. I do think we have a few weeks we can trade. In fact, speaking of trading, I posted something in the VIP Discord earlier that I plan to get back to live VIP Discord trading this week. We have not really done much of that in the past week. I mean, there's been nothing to trade, guys. I apologize, but I wasn't fixing to come in there and just lead you guys to terrible trades. I mean, this was the last week. Well, what are you going to trade here? It's just straight down. So if you're not already in the trade, you don't know exactly where the bottom is. I mean, we had a guess. We had a pretty good idea, but you don't know for sure if you're going to bounce there or not. And if you weren't in it from here, you can't short down here, and you can't long down here because it's nothing but a falling knife. So I just sat aside and kind of let it do its thing. But now we should chop for a bit. So we're gonna spend some time trading this in the next week or two, okay, before the next big move down. And then we're going to be in that next big move down. So don't worry, guys. If you miss this, we're going to catch the next one, guys. Actually, we caught this one. But not all of you did, because I saw some of you posting in Discord that you missed it, even though we went live for it. But we're going to catch you guys, so have no fear. We have any questions, guys? Oh, Max. I got to show you my video, dude. Bear with us, guys. Max asked a question. I didn't answer it. Leg day, dude. Check this out. I sledded it up. This will be brief, guys. I know it's off point. Check it, Max. That's 510 LBs, man. I did 10 down and backs. 10 down and backs. Push and pull, not push. Push is too easy, y'all. If y'all have never pulled a sled with heavyweight like this, the pulling is by far the harder part. I got the volume turned off on it. 510 pounds, man. I did 10 down and backs and tried not to throw up. It was fun. It was so like my shoulder was about to give out. It was good. We had fun with it, guys. There you go, Max. That's for you. You asked. Just a little 510. Just a little walk in the park. Had a guy come up. Every time I do this kind of way, people come up and talk to me. I'm going to get a shirt that says, "Do not effing talk to me." And it's going to be my new gym shirt. Guy come up and wants to like chit chat. I'm over here trying not to throw up. Like I'm literally trying not to throw up. I'm out of breath. My legs are feeling about this big around. He's trying to talk to me and he's, "Can I work in with you? Can I do some of this?" And I'm like, go, push it. Leave me alone. So he does about 3 down and backs with it. Super slow. I'm not making fun. I mean, he should not have been attempting that. And then he was like, "I'm going to go work some arms now." And he walked over towards the arm machine and walked out the front door. I said, "He's going to throw up." I told Catherine. I said, "He had it. That was too much." It was funny. All right. That's it for the leg video. All right, guys. Any questions? You know what we're looking for. We've called this move. We called it. This is the stats. This is what we're looking for. Okay, we're looking for a bounce now. We've already got 19% of the bounce. Last time we got 26 and 27% from the same move, okay? If you're not wondering, if you're just joining us, the move was the cross of the 5 and 13 monthly, the move down to the first good bounce. We got a 26 and 27% bounce before heading down and setting one more low. And so far, we've got 19%. So could we work our way up another 4 or 5%? Sure. But ultimately, we're expecting lower within the next 3 to 6 weeks. That's what we're expecting, and I think that will be our bottom. And then we won't rip up out of there. Most likely, we'll dance around here for 2 or 3 months, and it'll start grinding back up for the next cycle. Do not pay attention to the timeline of these lines. This is just, I'm just drawing an illustration. Bitcoin dominance. Hang on, there's an algo signal. Algo moving up. Uh-oh. I got to change this because I sold the rest of those. I got to add them into my sell order. $591,840. Let me see, how many do I got? 598. Let me change this, guys. Ain't never look at dominance. Let me change my alert. Algo moving up. Did anybody take this trade I just took live on stream? Let's go look at dominance. Bitcoin dominance is moving up. Let's go to the weekly. Dominance moving up. For those of you, and I'm not saying you are West Coast, I know you're not, but those of you, there are a lot of folks out there who are still, gosh, guys, if you're listening to influencers that are telling you at this stage of the game that dominance has broken this channel, which it has. We called this 4 months, 5 months ago when it broke the channel. We told you that. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But if you're still hanging on to guys that are telling you dominance is about to break down and alts are about to moon, go to their page as soon as we get off the stream and click the unfollow and unsubscribe button. In fact, click the block button because they're fixing to wreck you guys. Your altcoins are going nowhere. Could they bounce a little bit when Bitcoin's bouncing or moving? Sure, absolutely. That's exactly what we're trading them for, right? Here in the Discord, we know we can make a lot of money. But guys, this only does this for alts if Bitcoin is doing this, okay? If Bitcoin is doing this, then your alts are doing this. No matter what this is doing. So do not listen to this. First of all, Bitcoin dominance, in my opinion, will never break down to here again. Ever, ever, ever. I'm going to show you one thing that they're missing, in my opinion. I'll show you one thing they're missing, in my opinion. We're still looking on the weekly, but I'm going to throw a monthly average on here. Let me set it up for the monthly. If y'all don't know how to do this, you can just go to the moving average exponential. That's the that is the indicator. Just type in moving average right here. Moving average exponential right there. Boom. Put that on your chart. You got it on your chart, then you come in here to the settings. Make it whatever color you want to make it for that, and you can put as many of these on your chart as you want. So you can set one for the 5, for the 13, for the 55, for the 100, 200, whatever. As many as you want to put on there. Color them whatever you want. Then go to inputs. You're going to put the length. Like I want the 55 right now, okay? Well, down here under time frame, it is set to whatever time you have the chart on. So if you want to like that, that's fine. But I'm looking on the weekly, and I want to see the monthly 55. So I'm going to set this to monthly, okay? Monthly, and then 55 on the length. So now whether I'm viewing this on the hourly, the 10-minute, the weekly, the daily, whatever, the green line is going to show me the monthly 55. I turn it on. Now I do have another, let me turn the other moving averages off. Boom. So there's your monthly 55. Here's the problem, guys. It just starts back here. We never got above it. Never in the history of Bitcoin have you gotten above the monthly 55. Now, here you wicked above it, but you never closed above it, so that is a fail. That is an SFP, a swing failure pattern. A failed auction right here of going above the 55 because you wicked above it, closed the same month below it, and never came back to it. So you never got above this, okay? This cycle, most of it has been above it. So you can imagine what type of resistance this has been. You have now flipped to support a massive moving average that you've never in the history of Bitcoin been able to get above. Has now become support. I just don't know that you ever get below that. Now, if you do, you're probably going to have a tough time getting back above it again. You're probably going to find this resistance before you finally broke above it. But, I mean, this took you from the time you first approached it in 2019 until you broke it in 2024, 5 years to break this average. I just don't think you're fixing to break down below it in one candle, guys. 2 candles, 3 candles. I just don't think so, okay? So I just don't think you get down to these lows again. So I don't think you ever have those big alt seasons like you used to have. Now that doesn't mean your coins can't do a 10, 12, 15x. Many of them did the last cycle. Many of them. Most of them did at least a 6, 8x. But I just think the days of your 100, 200, 500,000 X's are over because dominance, in my opinion, is never going back down there. It is the only thing that I can say about the institutions is they've brought in an enormous amount of money into Bitcoin, which has allowed the altcoin percentage or dominance to stay lower and the Bitcoin dominance to stay higher, okay? So I don't think you ever get there. So anybody telling you that we were broken down from this wedge, this 5-year wedge, yeah, they're correct. But you ain't broke down from that monthly 55 and you're not fixing to, in my opinion. And even if you do, Bitcoin's headed down, so your altcoins are headed down with it. So there's your dominance, brother. Oh, let's look at Algo. I think I just sold. Hope y'all took this trade, guys. There we are. There's my big order. See my big order right there? I'm next in line. Next in line, guys. Next in line to make my $700 on stream on a little altcoin trade. Next in line. Go get it. Matter of fact, I don't even like waiting. We're too close. Let's go get it now. There. Now we're getting paid. $700. Just like that, guys. Altcoin trade given to you live right here on stream. Given and taken. Given and taken. Opened and closed. $700 profit. It's going to hold up here and fill my order. It's a large order. Look at me holding the market up. I'm just kidding. It's not a whale type order. It's 55 grand, 58 grand, whatever it is. Drinking a Coke Zero, guys. I don't drink these very much. But I was craving one today. Yeah, guys, you're gonna make. I guarantee you, if you're in my Discord, I don't know how much you're planning to make. I don't know how much you have in alts. But look, if you're holding out, first of all, you're not going to get it. But if you're holding out, I'm on Algo, but if you're holding out for this right here so that you can make you a 400% gain, I can guarantee you, I can not guarantee you, I can almost guarantee you before you get this, because if you get this, you're going to be looking for this in about 2 to 3 years from now. In between that time, you and me and the rest of the crew are going to have about 40 or 50 of these, and you're going to make way more here than you would if you got one of these. So come spot trade with us. Come spot trade with us. I've already done about 10 of these in the last week. We're up like 18 grand or something in spot trading alts. And I know I started with a larger balance, and I'm going to show all these trades tomorrow when we go on the live stream. I'm on my Kraken account number 2 right now. I'm going to log into both tomorrow and show you the total alt trades. Anyway. All right, guys. Any more questions? If not, we're probably going to roll up out of here. I appreciate you guys being here. We'll be back at it live for the U.S. market open tomorrow. It's been a good day. We got in the 2 alt trades, one yesterday evening, one just now on stream, and our Bitcoin leverage trade we made $500 on. So good job, guys. We're looking for a good chop week, a good tradable week. We got news reports. Remember, flashbang one more time. This is important. Wednesday is the big day. We got news on. We don't have news tomorrow, but every other day we have news. But Wednesday, you got non-farm, which is huge, and unemployment rate, which is rescheduled from last week. So Wednesday will be a big, big, big volatile day, assuming these miss the mark, which they probably will. At least non-farm payrolls will. Unemployment rate's a 50-50, whether or not it hits target or misses. And then even bigger than all of that, Friday, you got CPI. Friday will be dangerous, and be careful. If you start to see this, guys, I'm cautioning you right now. If you start to see this price on Bitcoin move out, do not, I'm telling you, I'm not your financial advisor, but do not FOMO in, guys. Do not FOMO in. Do you know why? First of all, historically, we have one more low coming, and it's coming soon. Secondly, I just showed you Grayscale Trust has a locked and loaded shotgun on Coinbase. They sold some of it last week. They stopped selling. You've got to ask yourself why. Are they done selling? Maybe. But if so, why did they not transfer off? More likely, price dropped too fast to the point of where it wasn't profitable enough for them to continue selling here. So they will wait for you and I to drive price back up. And right about time they start to get heavy longers, longing the top, they're already locked and loaded. They don't even have to transfer over. All they have to do is press the button, and they're going to dump it on you. And it is hundreds of millions of dollars worth, okay? And that's just from Grayscale. So be careful. There's a loaded gun pointing at you right here, pointing to the downside, okay? Doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow, but it is going to happen. All right, guys, spiel over. That's it for me. I'm going to get out of here. I love you guys. Thanks for showing up. I will see you guys next time.